I will smell this little illest thing on your breath and I'll be like, nope. I started to go blind.
Wow, you crazy for this one.
Flex, got me a nudge, don't care about my ex. I don't wanna cuff, I just want the sex. All of the money, the power spike. I cut the bitch off, now show them set. I give her.
What is good, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be like a pregnancy update overview, more of an overview because I haven't told you guys anything really about my pregnancy other than the coming out one, which I posted last week, I believe. I have been procrastinating with this video for too long, and I'm like, listen, Mindy, you gotta get up. You just gotta do this. I've been so tired because, as you can see, I'm huge, and listen, it ain't easy. I don't even know where to start. First of all, yeah, when people tell you, oh yeah, pregnancy is such a wonderful thing, and how they love being pregnant. I don't understand any of that. I do not understand it. What is there to love other than the fact that, yeah, you're growing a beautiful little being inside of you, but everything else is horrible. Like my first 3 months, 4 months, I would say 4 months, I was so sick. I couldn't get off of the couch. I was on the couch 24/7, all day, every day. I wasn't really going to work. I was going to work on and off. I couldn't eat anything. The only good thing about I guess my situation is that I never used to throw up. So like, excuse me, I would get nauseous. But only nauseous, and I would feel like I would want to vomit, but excuse me, I wouldn't actually vomit, which is good because I hate vomiting. Like, I've always hated vomiting. I am not a vomit type of girl whatsoever. Like, I don't do the whole vomit thing. The smells were horrible. Like, you couldn't talk to me close. Everyone's mouth stunk for me. You just couldn't talk to me, period, because I will smell this little illest thing on your breath and I'll be like, nope, back it up, back it up, you know? And it's really hard to describe the feeling. It's just so hard to describe the feeling. It felt like if you could imagine someone laying on a hospital bed who has no energy, they're extremely sick, and they don't know when or how they're gonna get better. That's kind of what it feels like. Yeah. Anyway, but I've been through lots of things throughout this pregnancy. But before I get into that, I'm gonna reveal the gender of the baby. Boy! He's a boy, and I'm gonna call him Elijah. As I was saying, I've been through lots of things throughout this pregnancy. First off, I don't know what happened, but I was just home and I was literally about to start cooking. And all of a sudden, I got the sharpest pain in my lower back. And I went straight to the floor. Like, I went straight to the floor and I couldn't get up. When I tried to get up, the pain would come again. Sharp pain. Like I was being stabbed, and I would go back down. Like, I started crying. Literally, I was in tears. I started crying, and my mother came, and she's like, what's wrong? And I was just in tears, and I couldn't move, and they ended up calling the ambulance for me. And anyway, you know, I don't know if you know anything about a hospital here in the UK, but according to all hospitals and all medical professionals here in the UK, you always okay. You always aight. Ain't nothing ever wrong with you. And if anything, paracetamol can fix it. Paracetamol fixes it all. Paracetamol is the cure to all things that might be wrong within the human body. All right? So that's all I needed. some good old paracetamol. Yeah, they just said that I probably strained my back somehow, which made absolutely no sense because what was I doing to strain my back? Opening the fridge. Literally, I was opening the fridge. That's it. I didn't even get to open the fridge, actually. I was about to open the fridge. Whew. So, that was some excruciating pain. I've never felt that before. That's never happened to me before. It could have been a spasm. Yeah, most likely it is pregnancy related, obviously. And that was just it. I never had that feeling again. It never happened to me again. The only thing is that I've had back pain, but not sharp pains like that. Like my back is just always hurting, which is normal throughout pregnancy. But Lord God, like standing for too long, your back is gone. My back is always gone. My back's always hurting. But yeah, so I was extremely stressed at work because my workplace is just very inhumane. Let me say that. My workplace is very inhumane. So I was like, I need a vacation from this. That's what I said to myself. I need to get away because if I stay, I didn't want to stress myself and overstress my baby or anything like that. So I ended up going to the Caribbean for a month. So I left early December before Christmas, and I came back at the end of January, so just over a month. And while I was away on holiday, I kid you not, I started to go blind. It was like my first week there, so you know, stress was slowly coming off, slowly. But my first week there, I started to go blind. And I was freaking out. I was freaking out. Like, it started off normal. Like, you know, sometimes you get blurry vision or whatever, and I was just rubbing my eyes and it wouldn't go away. And rubbing my eyes, I was like, okay. So I kept my eyes closed for a couple seconds. But when I opened my eyes again, I still could not see properly out of the one eye, right? It was like a ring, and the ring itself was blurry, and I could see through the ring, and the middle of the ring only was clear. I couldn't see anything on my phone properly, nothing. I couldn't see people's faces. So I started to freak out, and I was like to my grandma and my mom, because my mom and my sister also came with me on holiday to visit family. I was like, I can't see properly or whatever. Oh, they're like, oh, just go lay down, rest your head, keep your eyes closed or whatever, what's not. They were like, this happened to one of my cousins before. He basically was going blind, and they told him it's because of migraine. I went and I laid down, and I had my eyes closed, and I was laying down on the bed trying to keep my heart rate low, you know. And then after having my eyes closed for a while, when I opened up there, listen, it was worse than before. Like, I couldn't see anything. And I was like, oh my God. I didn't want to start crying. My eyes were watering. Yeah, I cry for everything. My eyes were watering. And I started freaking out. I started yelling for my grandma. And my mom, I was telling them, I still can't see, it's getting worse, just bring me to the hospital. And you know, during this time it's lockdown, right? They had curfew over there, and over there the military don't play, okay? So they don't play if you're on the street for no reason, for no reason. So they were like, okay, we're gonna call so-and-so so he could drive us or whatever, to the hospital in the army base, because we live close to the army base, and they have it's basically like a whole community in there, but for anyone who works in the army. And they have a hospital that they keep open, well, that is open for the public, like if the public needs help. So while they were doing that, I went in the bathroom and I just closed the door and I stayed there in the dark while I was waiting. And by the time I came out, my eyesight was better. So I don't know if the darkness made it better. I don't know if it's just been long enough, because I had been blind for like, well, partially blind for like an hour at this point, right? Anyway, ended up going to the army base, and they saw me straight away, and it was like all surreal, like on a movie or something. You know when you're watching a movie and you have like 4 or 5 doctors around you? That's how it was, 4 or 5 doctors around me. And it was kind of, the pen fell. There's like 4 or 5 doctors around me, all women of course, and it felt a little, because I've never had that many doctors around me at once, everyone doing something different. And mind you, I'm laying there, no underwear, and my legs are wide open, because one of them, she's in between my legs, the other one's checking my blood pressure, the other one's doing this. I don't know, okay? I just know that I was like, oh Lord, okay. And they did an ultrasound and everything on me as well, all at the same time. And they were like, well, everything's fine with you and the baby. They told me that I must have been stressed or have been stressed for a while or whatever. This can sometimes happen due to stress or what's not. So I was like, okay, cool, thanks. And they sent me to do a what'd you call that, they sent me to get a scan, basically a head scan, to make sure that nothing else was wrong. Excuse me. So thank God I was okay, but going blind is not a nice feeling. Like, all I could think is, oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to see my baby's face, see what he's gonna look like. Like, I'm gonna have to learn how to like follow my steps in the dark, like feeling this and that. I was like, oh my God, how am I gonna, it's gonna be like a whole long learning process, like from going 1 minute you can see and then the next minute you're alive but you're blind. But I was like, anyway, thank God for life, and better to be blind than dead, That's all. So many things are going through my head. So yeah, that happened, all because of stress, all because of my workplace, and stress from something else, other things that I'm not gonna share right now. I might share in the future, but yeah, for right now, But yeah, anyway, I was able to enjoy the rest of my holiday. I went to 2 different places. I went to my mom's country to visit my family there, and I went to where I was born personally to visit my dad, and I just felt amazing. I started eating again, boo, the food was good. If there's one thing I really, really craved, was honey dip chicken. Honey dip chicken. I could have eaten that every single day with fries. Boo! Ain't nothing could have beat that. Ain't nothing could have beat that. And while I was over there visiting my dad, my cousin, and my aunt from my mom's side, they also live on that island. So I would go over there, and my auntie would cook lunch, and Spanish food. Oof, that habichuela with coconut milk. Oh man, listen. I haven't gained super that much weight since I've been pregnant personally. I've gained weight more than I've ever weighed in my life, obviously, but not big like how people be like, oh, you so skinny, but wait till you have your first child, you gonna be fat after that because all the junk you eat gonna catch up with you. No, boo, it's in the toilet. It didn't catch up with me. Coming back to the UK now, we had to quarantine obviously, and I ended up going back to work. By the time I came back, 2 of my friends at work who were also pregnant, they ended up leaving already, and they went for their maternity. They're further along than I am. They've had their babies down. One had a girl, one had a boy, and they're so cute. But yeah, so coming back to work now, one night I'm at work, and I was so weak and shaky. Literally, my hands were like that. I couldn't raise my hand up, nothing. And I was like, okay, something's wrong. And I told them that I was leaving, and I went to the hospital. I drove to the hospital. They're like, oh, you sure you're okay to drive? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna drive. I'm not leaving my car there. I work literally, if there's no traffic, 45-50 minutes away from home. If there's traffic, an hour, over an hour, like hour 15, an hour 20 to get to my workplace. And at the time I was leaving, there was no trains anyways. I think. I don't even know. I left work and I drove myself to the closest hospital there. And then they ran some tests on me. And it turns out that my iron was really low. So they gave me, obviously, some iron supplements to take to bring my iron back up. So that's why I felt that way. But at the time, I was just feeling like if it's not one thing, it's the next. I just been sick throughout this entire pregnancy. I've just been not well at all. Like, if it's not the nausea, the headache, the feeling, excuse me, feeling weak, and oof, don't talk about the gas. As you can see, I've been burping a lot. Excuse me. I have been so gassy. I burp so much. It's unreal. Every minute. And when I burp, it's like with a hiccup. Like that, and then a burp. That's how it comes out. And people just watch me and they're like, oh, that's so cute. Apparently my burps are cute. But yeah, what else can I tell you guys about this pregnancy experience so far? It's, don't get me wrong, it's a wonderful thing, but people never tell you how much of a struggle it can actually be. Like, literally, it is a struggle. It is hard. You do have to be strong. The only reason you don't freak out and worry is because you know, okay, well, I'm pregnant, things are gonna happen. You know, because if this was to happen to someone just on a regular, like, you would start to wonder what is wrong with you. But yeah, no one ever tells you about all the negative things or the negative side of being pregnant. Everyone just talks so positive about it. But I'm gonna be straight up. There's some negative things. Like, it's a nice experience, but it's also not a nice experience. And if I have to put it in percentage, nice experience, it's hard to find a percentage. Nice experience, 35%. Not nice experience, the rest. Like, that's really how it is. The nice experience would be experiencing the baby move for the first time, you know, when you feel those little kicks, it's like, oh, and then when you can actually see it, and it's like stronger, just a bit stronger, and you see him like kick out and stuff, and you feel them roll and stuff like that. Like, all that is cute, you know. Going to the scans and seeing their faces, although, you know, it's not completely clear what they're gonna look like, but just seeing their faces and their little body, just the anatomy, you know, it's a nice experience. Buying the clothes is a nice experience. Just preparing for them on a whole, all of that is nice and exciting, because especially when it's your first child, it's your first time doing all of this, and it's like, you can't wait, you know, you're on edge because you just can't wait for them to come. But on the other side, the process is hard, but it's worth it. That's all I can say. It's hard, it's challenging, but it is worth it. And yeah, believe it or not, guys, right now I'm overdue. This is how long I've taken to do this video. I am 40 weeks plus 2 days. 40 weeks plus 2 days. I was due on Saturday, but Saturday the 29th of May, but he decided he ain't ready yet. It's currently Monday the 30th. Yeah. Oh no, Sunday. Okay, 40 plus 1 day. So it's currently Sunday the 30th of May, and I'm still waiting. You know, I'm still waiting for him to come, and he's not ready yet. So they say he could come a week up to 2 weeks after. So we'll see what happens. Can't wait for him to come out because I'm tired. All right, I'm tired. I need him out, and I need my body back. I need my body back. I started getting stretch marks like throughout my pregnancy. I didn't have stretch marks. I started getting stretch marks month 8, basically, last month. And my stretch marks are mostly like in front and this side of my stomach. So this side of my stomach got stretch marks. This side of my stomach's not so many. Really and truly, I've done some research, and there was like, there is no way, if you're gonna get stretch marks, you're gonna get stretch marks. There's no way to avoid them, because throughout my pregnancy, I religiously used bio oil up my stomach twice a day, sometimes even 3 times a day, because I was trying to avoid them, and I still got them anyways. I did do some further research on how to get rid of them, after pregnancy, and these are things I'm gonna try, and I will let you guys know like if they work and how they go and etc, etc. This is all I have to tell you for my pregnancy overview video. If I have forgotten anything, I will probably say it in another video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and hit that post notification bell.
She said I'm up next, don't answer her call. She sending me texts, I don't gotta work, I'll best to flex. Got me a new bitch, don't care about my ex.